Imagine buying a brand new bicycle, riding it to the grocery store exactly one time, and then choosing to toss it straight into a massive dumpster. You would go broke in a week. Yet for decades, that was the accepted reality of space travel. Millions of dollars went into building a towering rocket. It flew a single mission, and then it either burned up in the atmosphere or crashed into the ocean. In 2002, Elon Musk founded SpaceX with one clear mission: to fix this problem, build rockets that come back to the launch pad. The logic was highly practical. If you want a future where flights to space are as routine as commercial airplane trips, and eventually a future where people can live on Mars, you have to stop throwing the vehicle away. Reusing rockets is the required math to make living on another planet financially possible. To keep costs low early on, the company built almost everything in-house. They started small with the Falcon 1, a relatively simple, single-engine rocket you can think of as their training tricycle. But reaching orbit is incredibly punishing on hardware. The first 3 attempts to launch the Falcon 1 failed, bringing the young company to the brink of bankruptcy. On their final try in the fall of 2008, the rocket reached orbit. That single success kept the company alive. With that successful test, they scaled up to a massive delivery truck. They combined 9 engines into the Falcon 9, giving it the thrust needed to carry heavy payloads. To put those payloads in orbit safely, they designed the Dragon capsule. Think of it as a highly secure basket that sits on top of the rocket, delivering supplies to the International Space Station for NASA. Eventually, they upgraded that capsule into Dragon 2, adding the life support and safety systems required to carry human astronauts. Establishing this reliable, heavy-lifting delivery route generated the income and the flight data they needed to test their primary goal: bringing those boosters back to Earth. Landing a falling rocket is a delicate physics problem. It is a lot like trying to balance a tennis ball on your fingertip while driving down the highway. To stabilize that descent, the booster uses steering paddles near the top, called grid fins, and folds out wide landing legs right before hitting the ground. In late 2015, they proved it could be done. A booster fired its engines to slow its fall and touched down perfectly upright on a landing pad. They soon multiplied that power, strapping 3 reusable boosters together to create the Falcon Heavy, capable of pushing massive equipment deep into space. By 2017, they took a booster that had already flown, washed it, refueled it, and launched it again. Because rockets used to cost hundreds of millions of dollars to build, reusing the most expensive part of the vehicle collapses the price tag of an orbital launch. There are massive stretches of our planet, like dense mountain ranges and remote oceans, where running physical internet cables is simply impossible. To fix this, SpaceX launched Starlink. Instead of laying cables, they send up thousands of flat satellites that bounce high-speed signals down to simple ground receivers. These satellites link to one another in orbit, creating an invisible, highly connected web over the entire globe. They even developed a hardened, encrypted version of this network called Starship, which allows governments to securely monitor and communicate. Launching this sheer volume of hardware into orbit is only affordable because the rocket delivering them can fly home, refuel, and do it again. All of this technology scales up into Starship, a towering, stainless steel moving van designed for deep space. To carry hundreds of tons of cargo to other planets, Starship is built so that both the booster and the passenger ship can return, be caught by large mechanical tower arms, and relaunch within hours. Because deep space requires a vast amount of energy, multiple starships will actually meet in Earth orbit to share fuel before the main ship heads out. NASA is banking on this exact system to return astronauts to the surface of the moon. Learning to catch and reuse rockets breaks the financial barrier of gravity, opening a realistic path to the rest of the solar system. Now that the rockets are starting to return home, The next question is how we learn to survive and build a future city on the harsh surface of Mars.